Hello everybody, this is Adrian on Tuesday, June the 23rd, the end of a very lovely warm day today, and I thought I'd just do a quick update on my avocados. So in the picture at the moment are my two sort of reasonably sized potted avocados. The one at the back to the right is the 7/8-year-old seedling which flowered this year, and the one to the left is my grafted Mexicola. As you can see, they're both doing really nicely. Nothing too much to report on these other than I have repotted them both, so you can see they're now in large pots. The main reason for that is that the larger of the two trees blew over in the wind, so they needed a more stable pot, and while I was doing one I thought I'd do the other. And when this larger tree here blew over, the sun's in the way a little bit, it actually snapped one of these branches off up here, up in the canopy, which actually provided me an opportunity to get some scions, and I'll show you what I've done with those in a minute. Right, if we go down the garden and have a look at the two trees behind the greenhouse. So here is the, well, sold as a grafted bacon, who knows what it is, could be a grafted bacon. This is coming along quite nicely now. Sort of a month or 6 weeks ago, every time it was sunny, this would wilt and droop almost immediately, and I think that's pretty certain that's because the root structure on it was really in poor condition. But you know, it's been well over 30 degrees here all day today. I haven't watered this today, and yep, still looking absolutely fine. So I think the roots have finally started pushing out, and the tree seems able to keep itself hydrated now. And then behind it, the other seedling, this one is just going crazy like it does every year. Let me just come in a bit closer. So I cut the top off here about I don't know, 2 months, 3 months ago, 2 months ago maybe, and then this came out. I then pinched the top of this out here, and it split into three, and then they're growing up again. I've now pinched the tops of this one out, well, all three of those I've pinched the tops out, and there's a side branch here. I've pinched the top out of this in an effort to try and keep the overall height down a little bit, so that these limbs lower down catch up, and these limbs down here kind of catch up and make it a bit more of a bushy plant. But it's doing amazingly well. Actually, it looks a bit, yeah, could probably do with a bit of a water, but yeah, not too bad. Right, let's look in the greenhouse. So in the greenhouse, got the main tree. Not too much to say on this other than a quick report on the progress of the various scions. So this is the Joey. This was just a single, really small piece of growth like this at the beginning of the year, but now it's split into three, branching out nicely, so that's doing really nicely. The Mexicola is incredibly vigorous, so I've had to pinch the tops out. I've pinched the tops of this one out, and it's already split in two. I actually cut this off completely because it was getting way too vigorous, and then round the back here again, more Mexicola, so that's doing very nicely. The London/Julienne's doing very nicely. Here's a piece of it here, another piece of it here, this is another piece of it here, this is a piece of it around here. So yeah, that's doing really well. And then the scions from my seedling that fell over, one here, just a standard cleft graft, around the back there. Can you see it in the background there? Possibly, just about see it. There's another scion back there. Oops, get in focus. Scion back here. It's got a cleft graft on it. Anyway, just take my word for it. There it is. So yeah, two scions from that. And then in terms of fruit, I didn't think I was going to get any fruit on this tree this year, but I've been proven wrong. So you can see I'm at arm's length, unfortunately, so it's difficult to know if it's focusing properly, but I think it is. You can see there's some young avocados here. Don't know how many there are there, 10-ish I suppose, something like that. There's one here. You can't see, they're not very big. You can see they're only the size of, well, not even my fingernail really, size of a large pea, something like that. Oh, there's one back there. Can you see that? Here. And yeah, there's a few dotted around. There's probably 15 or 20 or so dotted around the plant. So who knows? Maybe we will get. Oh, there's one here, little really tiny one. Let's see if I can get that in shot. Yeah. So who knows? We might get some avocados on it. Around here, another piece of my 7-year-old. Oh, and another piece of the London. Notice this piece of London here, because it's fully in the shade from the canopy above, is not producing the red leaves, coming out straight green. Just an interesting sort of adaptation. But yeah, it's all doing really well. For those of you that may have noticed, some of the leaves have gone a bit curly. That's just because the top of the canopy gets so hot in the sunshine here in the greenhouse that the leaves just curl up. But interestingly, these are the spring leaves and they've all curled up and they're basically drying out and falling off. But the brand new growth is, even though it's not dark red, it's not curling up. It seems to have adapted to this incredible heat that we're having, and the new growth looks absolutely fine. A quick update on a couple of the scions. This is one of the splice grafts that I've done using these little tubes, and that's working very nicely. That's a piece of julienne spliced onto the top of there. That's doing very well. And here, excuse me, there's another little piece of julienne around here, but it's not dead. Can you see that? It's not dead. It's not really alive either, but anyway, it hasn't died. Excuse the photography work, by the way. So yeah, that's a quick update on what's going on the avocados. Really not much has changed, and not much will change now, I don't think, for the next 3 or 4 months. There'll just be some growth, and the avocado fruitlets will get a bit larger when they're about the size of I don't know, a decent sized olive, or maybe the size of a small plum. Should they get that size, then I'll do another video just to show the progress. But for now, that's it. Thank you very much for watching.